What is going on YouTube? Tenha here. We're gonna talk about the most broken character in Tenha, Venti. Venti has a base attack of 263 and his ascension stats is 32%. That is why a lot of the Venti users would say if you just have him, then he's gonna be fully functional. The way you use him is you're gonna be using Q, swap out, do something else, come back, use E, do your rotations. That's how you're gonna be playing him. And in order for you to do that, you need to have some sort of energy recharge to get your energy back. And that is the reason why Venti used to be the most broken character in Genshin Impact for a while. And for the weapon, before LG came out, and I still consider that one of his best in slot weapon is going to be the Stringless. You would always want to use 4-piece very distant set. And let's talk about the reason why he's actually so broken and why he had to get indirectly nerfed. I would like to tell you that his Q skill is too broken. His radius of Q, the area of effect, is so large. I would like you to take a look at this all together. Alright, so this is a VV set domain, and if you use Venti's Q and then start the domain, you will see how large of the effect his Q is. You can see that all of those monsters will get sucked in and they won't be able to do anything else. That is why for a long time, before Inazuma Monsters came out, Venti was one of the most essential character to have in Genshin Impact. And here, I'm going to be showing you the AoE of Kazuha Elemental skill. We're going to be able to see the difference of the radius. You can see that the other two monsters on the side will not get sucked in. That's how broken Venti is. Well, it was. One of the other reasons why I used to say Venti is one of the most broken character and a great character to have was because of his constellations. He literally was 100% functional without any of those constellations he had. This is where I said Genshin is a godly game where they would give the players options to pay extra to get a little bit more effect on the character skills. Right now it's not the case, but look at this. Right now, it doesn't really matter. Decreasing animal res, physical res 12% for 10 seconds, suffers additional 12% animal res and physical res decrease while airborne, increases level of his Q, his E is only damage, right? C4, it's he receives 25% animal damage bonus for 10 seconds. Targets who take the damage from Q have their animal res decreased by 20%. Like, all of these things don't really matter. If you are going to maximize his swirl effect, the relevant stats for Venti is going to be Elemental Mastery, crit rate, critical damage, and energy recharge. However, I do not use Venti, so I'm so sorry. I would much rather go for attack percentage. But even if you don't have energy recharge sands, I can guarantee you that when you're doing rotations here and there, you should be able to get Venti's Q back very quickly. So don't think about that so much. You can probably go for Elemental Mastery or attack percentage if you wish. I remember when I was a newbie, I died so much because I couldn't dodge anything, so I kind of remember going for HP percentage sands. So whatever works for you, it's fine. Like I said, Venti is still good without any artifacts. If you get into level 90, you're good to go. For Goblet, you can either go for Elemental Mastery, but I prefer animal damage bonus. If you don't have any artifacts, you can probably give him attack percentage. I know how painful it is for you to farm for a specific set, especially for a very distant set. It's very hard. And for Circlet, I gave him critical rate because, like I said, why the fuck not? I'm only using him for crowd control and a little bit of a damage from Venti. When Venti first came out, like a little bit of a damage here and there was very important. Right now, there are so many broken characters. The value of Venti has decreased a lot. Another reason why I say Venti is not so good is when you're going against Inazuma monsters, they do not get sucked in. We saw the reason why Venti had to get nerfed in the beginning of this video, so we're gonna take a look at this together, okay? This is for people who thinks that Venti can be used instead of Kazuha. So the little wolves get sucked in, and then I'm going to be using Venti Q, and then there you go. That is exactly the reason why Venti got indirectly nerfed, and he's not so relevant right now. It is really important for you to have a nice cycle for Raiden Shogun team, but if you do have Venti like this and you're gonna have to try to hit the opponents by luring them into Venti's ult, that's gonna be a little deal breaker, you know? Another reason why Venti is a little clunky right now is because when he uses Q and swap out to a different character, his skill does not lower the opponent's res. The effect of very distant set requires your character to be out in the field, so the rotation would look like this. Use Q first, Kujosara, Bennett ult, Venti come back out again, and then swirl off, and for the max effect of the NMO character. That is the current value of Venti right now. However, for those of you guys who pulled for Venti, here is what you want to go for. His characteristics of the skills, his multipliers are very, very high. So, it is okay for you to go for DPS Venti. If you can't use him well, might as well use him for crowd control and some damage here and there, and have some flexibility in the uses of his weapon. So, if you are going for a DPS Venti, you can use Skyward Harp. You can also use Very Distant Hunt, but to be honest, Very Distant Hunt is kind of like a mini Venti, so I think it's not so good. It'd be better off for you to go for Stringless. I can assure you, if you had been playing Genshin Impact for a while, you probably have a copy of this. And this weapon is so good. Very flexible, you can use it on other characters like Fischl, but please do not go for Rust. His main damage is coming from his skills, and that is why the Stringless is so good. Like I said in the beginning, it is very clunky for you to use Venti to get the effect of the Very Distant set. Like I said, you're gonna have to use Q, do something else, swirl with other elements, come back to Venti, and stay out in the field to lower the res of the opponents. If you want to just ignore all that, then you can probably use a different set. You can probably even use the Fate set. Because some of the mobs do not get sucked in because of the indirect nerf from Genshin Impact, I do not use him so much, but I still remember using Venti so much because of this too. For the exploration, if you hold E, then he can create a current like this. And then also, if you swap out, the wind current stays. You can even use Kazuha to do a double jump like this. And yes, some of you guys will say, oh, you don't need to have Venti to get that height with Kazuha. You're right, you can probably use Geo Traveler, you can use Zhongli, you can use Albedo, use whatever you want, but that is the main reason why I used Venti so much in the beginning of the game when I was exploring the map. What do you guys think? Are you guys pulling for Venti? Do you like his playstyle? I'm hoping that in the next new areas, there's going to be some monsters that can be sucked by Venti. I was thinking about this for a while, and if you think about it, all those tanky monsters that cannot be sucked and blah blah blah, I'm gonna have to blame Venti for that. Venti was designed to be so powerful in the beginning, so that they had to do something to put more value into new characters from Genshin Impact. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video helped you figure out how to build Venti, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.